welcome to the third WÜRTH MODYF ISMF World Cup of 2022 here in Morgins in Switzerland. The local time is 3:15 in the afternoon. What a glorious day we have. We have been so lucky with the weather so far this season. What's happening? Well, at 3:25 Central European time, we're starting with the quarterfinals for the senior women. It's the sprint race, of course. Should have mentioned that. And at 15:51 precisely, we will be starting with the quarterfinals for the senior men. We're here in the Région du Dent du Midi at the World Cup in the Porte du Soleil. We're in Switzerland, as I said. You can see there the start and finish line. That is the senior men just finishing off their qualifications, and here is the beautiful resort of Morgins. We just saw there the Dent du Midi. And in this region, there are just so many beautiful resorts. Champéry, Champoussin, Les Creusets, Morgins, Trois-Torrents, Val d'Illier, right on the border with France, of course, where we have the resorts of such as Châtel, Avoria, Morzine. It's really one of the most fabulous areas to ski. 600 meters, I beg your pardon, 600 kilometers of pistes, 308 of them. And we're prepping. There they are, that's the Swiss team prepping their skis. Tobias Donnet there in the background of Switzerland, I believe. He is from Morgins, so this is local to him. So the organisers here, Yannick Ecker, who you may or may not have heard of, but was absolutely a stalwart of the Swiss team back in the day, previous holder, a record holder of the Patrouille des Glaciers. He is organising. He's the president, he is the race director here in Morgins. And they had a little surprise event here earlier this month where they had to host the Swiss Championships with about 5 days' notice. They did a fantastic job of that. So they've had a bit of a practice run here on the sprint race. That was won by Arnaud Lieta, Mathieu Favre, Patrick Perretin, the senior men. And just a little bit about the temperature here, 3 degrees, humidity 68, snow temperature about -2. It's a beautiful day. The sun is on the course probably for at least another hour, but it's really, the weather has been fantastic. As I was saying, the Swiss Championships with the sprint earlier this month, the women's was won by Deborah Marti, who was Deborah Chiarello, married Werner Marti of the Swiss team last year. They've had a little girl. The second place in the Swiss Championships, Caroline Ulrich, who has just won here in the under-20 women's this morning, or this afternoon, I should say, and third place in those Swiss Championships back in earlier this month, Type Dessin. There we are, number 8, that's Mathieu Favre. He is the leading under-23 athlete. He was 8th in Ponte di Legno in December, as we have only had one sprint race so far. The standings from Ponte di Legno are the standings for this sprint race here. Number 17, Florian Ulrich, brother of Caroline Ulrich, who has just won this afternoon for the under-20 women. Mathieu Favre there had a fantastic race in Ponte di Legno. Really, I wouldn't say surprising, but the Swiss really have some phenomenal sprint athletes. They're always the ones to watch out for, but he is the leading under-23 athlete. Here we have the Sprint World Cup ranking so far. As I say, it is the rankings from Ponte di Legno, but Arnaud Lieta of Switzerland in the lead, followed by Hansing Klette of Norway, Thibaut Anselmet of France, Robert Antonioli, the #1 in the world, from Italy, Maximilien Drian-du-Chapois of Belgium, a fantastic result for him, Oriol Cardona-Cole of Spain, Inigo Martinez de Albornoz Marquez, sorry for the question marks, Mathieu Favre of Switzerland, Arnaud Gasser of Switzerland, and Florian Sautel of France. Arnaud Gasser not here. Oh no, he is here, still here. He is competing from Verbier. He's not too far from home. None of the Swiss really are, but especially the French, the ones from the French-speaking part. We are in the French-speaking part of Switzerland. And for the women, the current rankings in the Sprint World Cup, Emily Harrop of France is having the most fantastic start to her season. Really amazing. She won in Ponte di Legno. Lena Bonnell of France, not far behind her. Giulia Murada in her first year as a senior from Italy. Tove Alexanderson having a fabulous start to her season. A lot to hope for this year. She had a bit of a mishap in Ponte di Legno, so slipped down to fourth. Mariana Jegorčíková, one of the older athletes, but still always up there near the podium. Mara Martini of Italy, their best sprinter, almost certainly, although doesn't play out by these results, but certainly one of their best. Marianne Faton not with us this week. She has some health issues, so not competing. Giulia Compagnoni of Italy, Celia Periapesi there, and number 10, Laura de Planche of France. We'll come back to telling you about the sprint, but let me tell you a little bit about what's happened. The qualifications have happened. That means every racer goes every 20 seconds, and they start out. We had 67 senior men and 20, including 27 under 23 men. We've got 31 senior women, including 7 under 23s, and what happens is they start their qualification, they go every 20 seconds, and the top 30 in each category go through to the quarterfinals. We have, I beg your pardon, the top 24, and anyway, they go through to the quarterfinals, which is what we're going to start with now. There are 5 quarterfinals, and here is the first of them. We have in the first of the quarterfinals, Giulia Murada of Italy, Celia Periapesi of France, Katia Mascherona of Italy, Justine Tonso of France, and Tatiana Paller of Germany. They're on the start line there.
Time for women to race. We have 5 weeks.
There's Justine Tonso of France on the left there. Number 108, Celia Periapesi. Number 118, Katia Mascherona, who is an under-23 athlete. Number 130, Tatiana Paller of Germany. And they are on the start line. And they're off, and that is the first of the quarterfinals here at the WÜRTH MODYF ISMF World Cup in Morgins. Giulia Murada there on the left, but it looks like Celia Periapesi of France, quite close there. They're going up there. They've got a bit of a long run in, straight up on their skins. Good drone shot there, we can see. And what happens is they now come in to the diamonds. Athletes can choose which way they want to go. They will have checked that in reconnaissance. They'll have obviously done their qualification round as well. But that's them taking a line up through the diamonds. 2 sets of diamonds. This is the first. Oh, a little bit of a slip. I've said it before, and I'll probably say it again, but anything can happen in the sprint. It's never, ever sure until the very last second. People slip, they lose a skin, they have a slow transition. But this is the excitement of the sprint, in my opinion. And it's Giulia Morada of Italy, who absolutely smashed the under-23 category last year. She just won everything possible going, and that's her out in front there of the German, and they're into their first transition. And what happens here? What do? Stick their skis onto their backpacks, pick up their sticks, and away they are onto the boot pack. Closest to us here, Justine Tensot of, I beg your pardon, Célia Périas-Pessy of France. That's Justine Tensot just at the back there. You can see the coaches area there. To your right, sort of middle of your screen, but to the right, to their looker's right. Giulia Morada powering ahead here of Célia Périas-Pessy and the German Tatjana Paller. These are fantastic images. We can see so clearly what's happening. And Giulia Morada is first out of transition, followed by Célia Périas-Pessy of France. And this is them. The women today have approximately, I can tell you, about 64 meters of vertical, and this is them at the top transition, skins off and away they go. And it's Giulia Morada stamping in her skis, and off she goes, Célia Périas-Pessy behind her. Coming down there, it's quite a fun course, it looks like to me. A couple of gates to sort of keep them from absolutely hooning down too fast. And then we've got some ski cross bumps, which is fun. We don't always see those in a sprint. There's always a little jump or something just to make it a bit interesting. But ski cross bumps are fun. And there we are, Giulia Morada coming across the line. Quite a long skate in here. Célia Périas-Pessy and Giulia Morada going forward into the semi-finals. And Tatjana Paller of Germany. Followed by Katia Mascherona of Italy. Who looks to me to be the first of the under-23 women across the line. Giulia Morada there comes from a very, very famous Italian ski mountaineering family, Giulia Morada. Her father was one of the first ever world champions, raced with Michele Boscacci's father. Sorry, had a bit of a mental blank there. Okay, up now we have the second of the quarterfinals. Mara Martini of Italy, Laura Deplanche of France, Candice Bonnel also of France, Ivona Januszczyk of Poland, and Ilaria Veronesi of Italy. Candice Bonnel on the left there in the black helmet. It's quite a full-on, all-out effort, the sprint. That's 1:06. Mara Martini, one of the best Italian female sprinters, up there at the front. Alongside Candice Bonnel, but Laura Deplanche and Candice Bonnel taking a bit of a lead there as they head up into the first set of diamonds. There we are. That you can see Mara Martini in the yellow helmet just overtaking there, and the Polish athlete Iwona Janusik in the blue, bright blue helmet. Bit of a slip there. Oh, the Polish athlete Iwona Janusik coming up to the first transition with Mara Martini in the yellow helmet there of Italy. Candice Bonnel in the black helmet. Laura de Planche in the pale blue. And they're off. It's Mara Martini and Iwona Janusik of Poland, or Italy and Poland, respectively. Candice Bonnel, head down there in the black helmet. Oh, and it's a dropping of a pole for the Polish athlete, for Iwona Janusik. Oh, it's just, it's what I was saying. It's anything can happen in the sprint. Mara Martini, not first out the gates, but showing her experience here. As I say, one of the strongest Italian sprinters, female sprinters, and she's off very slick. Back onto her skins for the next 11 meters of vertical, with Iwona Janusik behind her. Quickly skins off. What fantastic images we can see right close up to the athletes, and the skins have to go into their tops and zipped right up. And it's Iwona Janusik of Poland first out of transition on the way down. It looks like Candice Bonnel following her. As you can see, we've got a great course here, a little low on snow because the weather has been so beautiful. But they're coming down now off-piste into the ski cross bumps. And coming round, Iwona Janusik, followed, I think, by Candice Bonnel. Yeah. Yes, that's it. Poland from France, followed by Laura de Planche, also France, Ilaria Veronesi of Italy, and Mara Martini finishing last of that particular quarter-final. So there we have it on your screen. Iwona Janusik of Poland, Candice Bonnel of France, Laura de Planche of France, Ilaria Veronesi of Italy. And here we are on to number 3. Emily Harrop of France, who is the top of the standings. And one in Ponte di Legno. Giulia Campagnoni of Italy, Alba Di Silvestro of Italy. Not her favorite discipline, this, but we'll see how she gets on. Marie-Charlotte Irazzucchi of France, Aurélie Aventurier of France, and Rhea Coble of the United States. Well, that is a surprise to me. I saw her yesterday, and she is a world champion obstacle course racer who has come to ski mode to see what she can do. Giulia Campagnoni there on the left of your screen, the blue helmet and the yellow goggles. Emily Harrop in the white helmet in the middle there. Rhea Coble was saying yesterday, well, I just have to do 5 minutes, I'll be fine. Emily Harrop away there, she's got a lot to prove. She's had the most phenomenal start to the season, really amazing. There she is wearing the red 101 number. She is in pole position, if you like, today. And she's off. She has, this is only her second season in ski mountaineering. She's a very good downhill skier, half British, lives in France, works as part of the French army, the Armée des Champions, and she gets this great sort of support to train and get, you know, within the her job, so to speak, and she's had a great season. She won the sprint. She's been on the podium for the individual races all the way through since beg your pardon, since Ponte di Legno and then Andorra, along with the greats Tove Alexanderson and Axel Gachet-Molleret, and she is quite clearly far, far ahead here. This is a bit more spread out, this quarterfinal, than the ones we've seen so far. Emily Harrop there of France. Maribel proudly on the front of her helmet. First into transition. Skis off into the backpack. Followed by Giulia Compagnoni of Italy. And Alba Di Silvestro, followed by Marie-Charlotte, I think. So that is Emily Harrop in the middle of your screen there, number 101, the white helmet. To her left, our right, Giulia Compagnoni of Italy in the bright blue helmet. France, Italy, Italy, France, it looks like, as they head into the last uphill transition. Giulia Compagnoni there with the blue helmet, just taking a bit longer to get her skis out of her bag than one would hope. Alba Di Silvestro in third. Emily Harrop making this look effortless. A slow glance behind her, just to be sure. Just need to be in the top two here to get into the semis. And Emily Harrop gliding off. A couple of pushes, little skating steps to get them out. Not massively steep on that first bit. Through the gates. As she comes down, showing that she was in fact an alpine skier before she took to ski mountaineering. Giulia Compagnoni, also in the army in Italy. She's from the Alta Valtellina, same place as Samantha Bertolina and Robert Antonioli. She is a Salomon team runner in the summer, Giulia Compagnoni, and there she is coming across the line behind Emily Harrop in this heat, this quarter-final. Alba Di Silvestro comes in third.
Compagnoni 42, Di Silvestro 3,44.
Giulia Compagnoni there, Alba Di Silvestro. And Aurélie Aventurier from France, just crossing the line. There we have it. Provisional results, but up on your screens, Emily Harrop of France, Giulia Compagnoni of Italy, Alba Di Silvestro of Italy, and Aurélie Aventurier of France. Just crossed there, Marie-Charlotte Erazzocchi and Rhea Coble of the United States. Well, this could be a big one. Tove Alexanderson, of Sweden, Deborah Chiarello, also known as Deborah Marti of Switzerland, Lorna Bonnell of France, Ana Alonso Rodriguez of Spain, and Johanna Ostrom of Sweden. Tove Alexanderson, of course, number 2 in the world last year in the rankings. She beat Axel Gachet-Molleret in the vertical in Andorra 10 days ago, which has been her goal. She is racing all the races in terms of all the disciplines this year, whereas Axel Gachet-Molleret only doing verticals and individuals. But she will be hoping to do well as she heads out first here. 2 Swedish women in this quarterfinal. Great to see Johanna Ostrom coming through there. She started quite far back. Oh, little slip there from Tove. She didn't have a great sprint race in Ponte di Legno. She had a couple of mishaps there too. One, I think it was getting her skis out of her bag at the top of the boot pack. but she is still there, neck and neck with Deborah Chiarello, who is the Swiss champion. She, as I said earlier, married Werner Marti last year. She had a baby earlier, summer last year. So congratulations to them. And she is looking really strong. This is what she's concentrating on this year. Volume of training lends itself well to her new life. And there's Tove Alexandersson just overtaking Deborah Chiarello. But it's neck and neck as they come up here to transition for boot pack. And there we have Ana Alonso Rodriguez from Spain in third. She's going to have to work pretty hard to catch these two, though. But as I always say, same, anything can happen. It's not as steep, of course. Oh, Ana Alonso's had a bit of a mishap there. Her skis have come out her bag. She's had to stop and pick them up. As Tove Alexandersson pulls ahead of Deborah Chiarello of Switzerland as they head up the boot pack. As I was saying, not as steep a course as in Ponte di Legno. But still, nevertheless, a challenge here at the WÜRTH MODYF ISMF World Cup. We're in the Région du Dent du Midi in Morgins. Neck and neck for these two, as I say, just need to be the first two to finish. Little glance there from Deborah Chiarello of Switzerland and from Tove Alexandersson as they come into the last transition, the downhill. Boots into ski mode, clicking out those bindings so they can put their heels in, skins off, into their tops, zipped right up before they can pick up their poles and head off out. And it's Sweden and Switzerland heading down there through the gates. So strong in the skiing, both of these athletes. Little tucks there to get into the bumps. I overheard some voices when I was testing the equipment earlier after qualification, the women saying what a really fun course it is. And here they come. Deborah Chiarello coming across the line there first, with Tove Alexandersson behind her. Just fantastic images. Lorna Bonnell of France. And Ana Alonso Rodriguez. What a shame for her. She was sitting in third there. And Johanna Ostrom finishing up. Yes, Ana Alonso was sitting, was in third as they went into the boot pack. Her skis fell off her backpack, unfortunately. So Deborah Chiarello of Switzerland, Tove Alexandersson of Sweden, Lorna Bonnell of France, Ana Alonso Rodriguez of Spain, Johanna Ostrom of Sweden. Lena Bonnell, Mariana Jegorchikova.
Okay, just start the last heat. It's number 5 concerning woman.
Alessandra Schmidt.
Pour l'instant, l'applaudisseur Charliste qui devrait avoir le temps de course sur la première heat avec
of Switzerland.
So feedback, we have 5 heats. We have 2 left to do. That's for the moment already decided. Just to go ahead. Les hommes, s'il vous plaît, de différence, en ligne de départ pour
Mariana Jegorčíková taking the lead there as they head into the diamonds.
Deuxième quart de finale homme. Galindo, Martin, Pochia-Cotillon, and Mayer. Troisième quart de finale masculin. Letton Norge, France, Italy,
Mariana Jegorčíková did not start racing until she was 31, and as she said to me, explained to me as when I talked to her in Ponte di Legno, normally as you get older the sprint becomes more difficult, but she is proving that this is not necessarily the case, and that is Lena Bonnel of France behind her, number 102, second in Ponte di Legno. Very strong skier. Number 109, Alessandra Schmidt. She is having a great season, consistently in the top 4 or 5 for all the, certainly for the vertical and individual races this season so far. We are at the 3rd World Cup. Let me remind you, we are in Morgins in Switzerland. If you've just joined us, this is the quarterfinals for the women, the 5th and final quarterfinal for the senior women here. Nothing too dramatic has happened thus far. That's Mariana Jegorčíková of Slovakia, Lena Bonnel of France, Alessandra Schmidt of Switzerland as they come in to the last uphill transition. Also in this quarterfinal, we have Marie-Paule Villard and Manon Anselmet of France, but that was Mariana Jegorčíková first out with a good old lead. So it's going to be between Alessandra Schmidt and Lena Bonnel for that 2nd place. I can hear Silvano Gadin, the voice. He is down there on the course, rounding up the men for their first quarterfinals, which kick off in about just under 3 minutes at 15:51. 3:51 local time here in Morgins in Switzerland, in the Porte du Soleil, in the Région du Don du Midi. Mariana Jegorčíková coming across the line very smoothly there. Followed by Lena Bonnel. Mariana Jegorčíková lives in France, so she knows all the French athletes. Alessandra Schmidt there will be hoping for one of the lucky loser places. And crossing the line there, Marie-Paule Villard of France. And Manon Anselmet.
Sur le dernier quart de finale, je rappelle le passage de Jegorčíková et de Bonnel.
Quite puffed there, it looks like. But still more to go for some of the women. There we have a fantastic aerial view of sort of to the bottom left of your screen. That's the finish area. Just above that is the start. Don du Midi. We are here in Morgins, and it is just a beautiful and such a huge ski area. Mariana Jegorčíková takes the win in the 5th of 5 quarterfinals. Lena Bonnel of France, Alessandra Schmidt of Switzerland, and Marie-Paule Villard of France in 4th. And we are going to go to senior men. Here we are. Number 62 there, who is Ivan Arnold of Switzerland. Now, you might be wondering why he's got such a big number. He wasn't here in Ponte di Legno. So Giovanni Rossi, Aurélien Gay, Paul Coll, Davide Magnini and Patrick Perretin of Switzerland in this, the first of the quarterfinals. That's Aurélien Gay. Number 15, Aurélien Gay, on the left of your screen there. He is still an under-23 athlete. Very accomplished one at that, from the Val de Bagne in Switzerland. It looks like, I was going to say Giovanni Rossi in the yellow helmet, yes, at the front there. Followed by Ivan Arnold in the white. Bit of a family affair for Giovanni Rossi. He's from the Valtellina, Valmalenco. Great at downhill, and this is his speciality, the sprint race. He's got a brother, two brothers racing in the World Cup. That's he has Lorenzo and Alessandro. But that's Giovanni Rossi taking the lead in this first. Oh, it's close though. Ivan Arnold on the right-hand side, the looker's right there with the white helmet. He won't be letting this go anytime soon. And that's Patrick Perretin of, I beg your pardon. Yes, it is Patrick Perretin, another under-23 athlete. Ivan Arnold comes out of transition first. Patrick Perretin. Pau Coll Tura of Spain. And Giovanni Rossi has dropped into fourth. The Swiss really have made a huge effort to specialize in the sprint, and they really do have some of the best sprinters in the world. They are sadly missing Marianne Faton in the senior women, not competing just at the moment. She's the sprint world champion. The men, as you can see, have got a little bit further to go after the boot pack, another sort of 16 meters of vertical or so before they come into their last transition, and that is Ivan Arnold, followed by Patrick Perretin and Giovanni Rossi scooting ahead there of Pau Coll and Aurélien Gay. Times will be a lot faster, although even though the men go off a bit further, their times are often a bit faster. Just the sheer power. And there we have it, Ivan Arnold coming across the line. Ivan Arnold is from Saint-Plan. He's got that sort of physiology that's great for sprinting. One of the first to specialize. So, what makes a good sprinter? Well, they can support a lot of lactate and they can recover super quickly. So Ivan Arnold takes the first position there, first place in this first of the quarterfinals. Patrick Perretin of Switzerland, Giovanni Rossi of Italy, Aurélien Gay of Switzerland, Pau Coll Tura, and that will be Davide Magnini coming in finally. He's not had a great season. He had COVID and has not quite recovered his full strength, because he is a phenomenal athlete, both a ski mountaineer and a sky runner. So here we have it, the second of the men's quarterfinals. Nicolo Canclini, who is one of the best Italian sprinters. He's there in the middle in the blue with the yellow goggles. Baptiste Elmenreich from France, Andreas Meyer of Austria, Werner Marti of Switzerland, Gideon Pochacotiu of France, and Robin Galando, also of France. Robin Galando is an under-23. Nicolo Canclini will be hoping to do really well here. He did not have a good race in Ponte di Legno. He was 11th, which is, he had a bit of a mishap on one of the rounds. I can't remember which. I think even it was the quarter-final, but he will be hoping, because this is the thing, this is the one he loves. He is part of a new team from the Carabinieri, so the Italian military police, or the Police de Carabinieri. He's studying law. He's also the athletes representative. There he is out in front. He's the athletes representative, male representative to the ISMF. And he learned at the feet of the great Robert Antonioli. So he is, has had one of the best mentors in the business. He's from Bormio. And he will, as I say, will be hoping to do really, really well here today. So far, so good. Behind him, from France, Robin Galando, I want to say. With Werner Marti there, with the pale blue helmet. But yes, it looks like Robin Galando, whose father Thierry is one of the French coaches. Definitely Nicolo Canclini, though, in the lead from Italy, for Italy even. It is Robin Galando, and number 13, Baptiste Elmenreich of France, Werner Marti. Not necessarily his speciality, he's more of a vertical man, but there is Baptiste Elmenreich from France, tucking in behind Nicolo Canclini of Italy as they head up. Got 3 options here and a few kick turns, 3 tracks they can take. You can see, there we go. Robin Galando took the one slightly higher up. Nicolo Canclini here, right in the center of our screen with the bright yellow goggles. I spoke to Baptiste Elmenreich earlier today. He's said he was ready, on form, and so far proving himself right. Coming into the top transition, the slope out of the women's transition was quite, so they had to skate to get going. The slope out of the men's transition, however, is very steep, so they get quite a good boost as they head off. Very, very slick transition there from Nicolo Canclini of Italy, as he fits those yellow goggles and off he goes. Still Nicolo Canclini of Italy in this, the second of the quarterfinals of the senior men here at the WÜRTH MODYF ISMF World Cup. They're coming down into the finish line. Nicolo Canclini comfortably taking that quarterfinal as he skates into the finish. Takes a quick look behind him, but great. Baptiste Elmenreich behind him. Robin Galando, Werner Marti. He'll be pleased about that because, as I say, not a great start. Congratulations all round, and Andreas Meyer and Gideon, sorry, Pochacotiu from France. Here we are, Italy for Nicolo Ernesto Canclini, Baptiste Elmenreich, Robin Galando, Werner Marti, Gideon Pochacotiu, and Andreas Meyer. Italy, France, France, Switzerland, France, Austria. start list. Hansing Klette of Norway, he was second in Ponte di Legno. Thibaut Anselme, who's third of France, he has got a big season ahead of him. He did so well last year. Aurel Cardona-Coll of Spain. Tobias Donnet, he's the local. This is his patch, if you like. We've got Eddie Bouvet of France and Nadir Maguet of Italy. Aurel Cardona-Coll on the left there. On your left, on the looker's left. That will be Thibaut Anselme of France in the yellow helmet, I suspect, right out at the front there. Taking the left-hand diamond. Oh, look, oof, bit of a slip there. Oh, no, and that looks like Tobias Donnet of Switzerland, who's lost his skin. What a shame, on his home turf. Hansing Klette there with the blue and white sleeves, the black helmet. Thibaut Anselme in the yellow helmet, just on the far side of him. Thibaut Anselme also part of the Armée des Champions in France, same as Emily Harrop. Hansing Klette there, closest to us as they come into transition. It's close. It's going to be all come down to the transitions and who's quickest out. Hansing Klette just ahead there, I think. Aurel Cardona-Coll in the red Spanish uniform coming up through. Oh, this is the second time today we've had skis off in the middle of the boot pack. What a shame. And that's Thibaut Anselme ahead of Aurel Cardona-Coll and Hansing Klette, with Nadir Maguet of Italy behind them in the blue helmet. Oh, it's going to be all to play for. This could be quite exciting. Bit of a slip there from Aurel Cardona-Coll, but he and Thibaut Anselme are out almost neck and neck, but the Spaniard just pipping him a little bit there. Hansing Klette holding on to third as they make all-important decisions about which tracks to take through the kick turns here. This is the extra few meters, about 16 extra meters for the men as they climb up towards their final transition. This is the third of the quarterfinals for the men, the senior men here at the WÜRTH MODYF ISMF World Cup. We are in Morgins in Switzerland, and the sun has just left the course, but it's been a beautiful day. Conditions are great. We could do with a little bit more snow, but not much we can do about that now. Now, as we see Aurel Cardona-Coll get his skins off first. Thibaut Anselme there in the yellow helmet in second. Aurel Cardona-Coll is off. Thibaut Anselme, Hansing Klette having a little bit of trouble zipping up his top there. It has to be zipped up fully to the top before they take off. Otherwise, that can be a penalty, or will be a penalty. And Aurel Cardona-Coll coming down first. You can see a little bit brown there in the snow. As Aurel Cardona-Coll comes down across the line ahead of Thibaut Anselme and Hansing Klette. Yeah, that's Aurel Cardona-Coll of Spain, Thibaut Anselme of France, Hansing Klette of Norway, Nadir Maguet of Italy. A big smile there from Cardona-Coll. Aurel. Aurel Cardona-Coll taking the win in that third quarterfinal. He's from Banyoles. He was the sprint world champion. He's a silver medal holder from last year in Andorra. He had a bit of a knee injury this summer, but seems to be back on form. ahead of Thibaut Selmet of France, Hansing Eklete of Norway, who's second in Ponte di Legno. I'm pretty sure I just saw a pony on the screen there, but I might be going mad. Anyway, here we are, quarterfinal 4. Arnaud Lieto of Switzerland, Maximilien Drion du Chapois of Belgium, Inigo Martinez d'Albert Martinez of Spain, Florian Sautel of, I beg your pardon, Florian Sautel of France, Kylian Granger also of Morgins of Switzerland, so he's on his home turf, and Benjamin Chamou of France. Arnaud Lieto wearing the red #1. He was the winner in Ponte di Legno. He was last year's under-23 sprint champion. He was also the overall sprint champion winner last year. And so he has a lot to play for. Ivan Arnold, beg your pardon, Arnaud Lieto there out at the front. Arnaud Lieto is from Grison. Started as a cadet in 2015. And along with Ivan Arnold, one of the first to specialize in the sprint. And that's him first in to transition there as he goes up the boot pack. Followed by Maximilien Drion from Belgium, who has been living in Switzerland since he was 11, has now got dual nationality, but proudly represents Belgium. That's him there in the black with the yellow and red sleeve. That's his new uniform. He's been very excited about that. He was 5th in Ponte di Legno. A really fantastic end of the season for him last year. Such a great athlete and a good guy. Max Drion there, right in the middle of your screen, from Belgium, lives in Switzerland. Former athletes representative to the ISMF. Behind him, Inigo Martinez. French coaches there. Arnaud Lieto and Max Drion coming into the last transition. This is the best in the world. Watch how they do it. Inigo Martinez in 3rd there.
Great job, now approaching to the arrival alone, there is
Inigo Martinez is an engineer from the Basque Country, from San Sebastian. Looks like he was in 3rd as they came out, but Arnaud Lieto out there on his own. We think probably with Max Drion behind him, but who knows? Can all change. Sauntering across the line there. Very smooth. Saving his energy for the next one. Oh, and it looks like it might be the Spaniard, Inigo Martinez, ahead of Max Drion of Belgium, who's a little frustrated there. Looks like he got overtaken in the skiing. Followed by number 10, Florian Sautel, Kylian Granger, who is from Morgins. Max Drion will be hoping for one of those lucky loser places. So how that works is they take the top 2. Before I go into that, Arnaud Lieto of Switzerland, Inigo Martinez of Spain, Max Drion of Belgium, Florian Sautel of France, Kylian Granger of Switzerland, and just crossed the line, Benjamin Chamou of France. So they take the top 2 from each of the quarterfinals. And then what they do is they look at the fastest third places, the next fastest three quarterfinal places, the next two fastest quarterfinal places, and they put them into the semis. Anyway, Daniel Zug, Florian Ulrich, Paul Verbniak, Michele Boscacci, William Bomardian, and Stefan Knopf. What a big quarterfinal. This is some of the best in here. Daniel Zug will be hoping for a better start. He lost the skin in Ponte di Legno and was out. I beg your pardon. Yes. Michele Boscacci in the yellow helmet there, nearest to us. That's Michele Boscacci in second there. I'm going to say Stefan Knopf of Germany there, powering ahead. Indeed, with Michele Boscacci of Italy behind him in the yellow helmet. The other yellow helmet is William Bomardian of France, one of the most experienced ski mountaineers still in racing. Paul Verbniak, a youngster from Austria in his first year as an under-23. Florian Ulrich of Switzerland. And it's, oh no, Stefan Knopf's had a shocker with his skis. It's Michele Boscacci who's taken off in the front. He is having a fantastic start to his season. He's been on the podium. He won the individual race in Andorra. But that is the youngster Paul Verbniak overtaking there with Florian Ulrich of Switzerland as they come into transition. Oh, Paul Verbniak's having trouble getting his skis out of his bag. Michele Boscacci, Florian Ulrich, as they take off up the final climb. Florian Ulrich, also an under-23, as is Paul Verbniak. Oh, a little slip there. Oh, big slip there from Florian Ulrich, giving Michele Boscacci a little bit of a chance to catch him up. In the middle of your screen there, we just saw Paul Verbniak trying to catch up, but Michele Boscacci, Florian Ulrich, as they head up to the final transition here in the sprint race. This is the last of the quarterfinals for the senior men here in Morgins at the Région du Dent du Midi World Cup, here at the WÜRTH MODYF ISMF World Cup. We're in Switzerland. Good to see a Swiss athlete. Lots of Swiss athletes doing well, as expected in the sprint. Michele Boscacci, Florian Ulrich heading off down there to claim their places, all being well. Florian Ulrich ahead of Michele Boscacci. Michele Boscacci, also part of the Italian army from Alba Soggia. His father, Graziano, was the first of the world champions in 2002 in Serge Chevalier, racing with Ivan Murada, who's Giulia Murada's father. He is a farmer. He married Alba Di Silvestro last year. But it's Florian Ulrich that's going to come across the line. Florian Ulrich ahead of Michele Boscacci, Daniel Zug, Stefan Knopf, Paul Verbniak, both of whom had some mishaps there out there in that quarterfinal, but that is the sprint race. That is how it goes, unfortunately. You can be leading, it just shows it's not just about fitness. Florian Ulrich of Switzerland, Michele Boscacci of Italy, Daniel Zug of Austria, Stefan Knopf of Germany, Paul Verbniak of Austria, William Bomardian of France. Okay, so lining up now. The first of the semi-finals for the women. We've got Giulia Morada of Italy, Celia Periapesi of France, Katia Mascherona of Italy, Justine Tonso of France, and Tatiana Paller of Germany. That's Savannah Gadin telling the senior women that they have 30 seconds to the start. And they're off. That is the first of the senior women. Their semi-finals. Giulia Morada of Italy, Celia Periapesi of France, Katia Mascherona of Italy, Justine Tonso, Tatiana Paller, and I think I saw there Iwona Januszczyk of Poland.
Rapidly approach to the diamond regain. On the goal, you can choose the right or left to defend the top on you. To do so, we have almost together two athletes. So the game will be played on Kingsland of access from King Ascent to 40.
So, as we are in the first of the semi-finals for the senior women, Giulia Morada in the lead there for Italy. There she is, number 103, Giulia Morada takes off first. And that is Iwona Januszczyk in third, I can tell you that. Celia Periapesi of France. Oh, but Iwona Januszczyk of Poland just taking her, trying to catch up with Giulia Morada. I beg your pardon, it's Candice Bonnel of France coming in there, third place. My apologies. So, Giulia Morada of Italy taking off first. Iwona Januszczyk of Poland behind her. Oh, just sneaked out there in front of Candice Bonnel. Tatiana Paller of Germany. Giulia Morada clicking into her skis, putting on her poles, and away she goes. Iwona Januszczyk, and it's going to be a bit of a battle there between Germany and France for third place. Looks like Giulia Morada, all being well, a little bump there, but all being well, she will be going into the final. Oh, it's close. It's going to be close. Giulia Morada just quickly looking behind to check, but she, I think, is safe.
there behind. And Morada se va in finale con
Giulia Morada of Italy, followed by Candice Bonnel and Tatiana Paller of Germany, Ivona Januszczyk of Poland, Celia Peria-Pessi and Giulia Compagnoni of Italy. So those first three into the final, Giulia Morada, Candice Bonnel and Tatiana Paller. There we have it. Italy, France, Germany, Poland, France, Italy. Morada, Bonnel, Paller, Januszczyk, Peria-Pessi and Compagnoni. And here is the second of the women's finals. Semi-final, I beg your pardon. We've got Emily Harrop of France, Lena Bonnel of France, Tove Alexandersson of Sweden, Mariana Jegorčíková of Slovakia, Deborah Chiarello of Switzerland and Katia Mascherona of Italy. On their marks. And they're off. Emily Harrop, who won in Ponte di Legno, has having a magnificent start to her season. She'll want to repeat that. She'll want to make it a double. Lena Bonnel, who was a close second to her in Ponte di Legno. Tove Alexandersson, who has a big goal this winter. She wants the top spot. Mariana Jegorčíková, an absolute rock-solid athlete. It's Emily Harrop from Mariana Jegorčíková as they go into the first set of diamonds. Tove Alexandersson behind them. Lena Bonnel behind them. Deborah Chiarello, the Swiss champion, in red. And Katia Mascherona of Italy just coming up at the rear. Emily Harrop there still ahead of Mariana Jegorčíková. Tove Alexandersson just have to be in the top three to get into the final. Deb Chiarello there. Oh, it's neck and neck as they come into transition. Oh, could be Mariana. Oh, it's Emily Harrop just ahead of Mariana Jegorčíková, but Tove Alexandersson is absolutely powering ahead there, trying to catch them up. Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be hard to call. Emily Harrop just being overtaken very slightly by Mariana Jegorčíková, but anything could happen. Seriously, anything could happen. Pulls down, skis off. Oh, this is where Tove Alexandersson had trouble last time. That's Mariana Jegorčíková, Emily Harrop, it's Slovakia, followed by France. So strong. Up. Little look behind her there from Emily Harrop to see that Tove Alexandersson has fallen a little bit behind. Good, skins off into the top, zipped up, pulls up and away. And they've got a few skating steps to get them out. Here are the women. Emily Harrop down behind Mariana Jegorčíková. Just need to be in the top three to make it into the final. Over the ski cross bumps. Nicely done. Emily Harrop sitting right on Mariana Jegorčíková's heels. And as they come across, skating that long skate to the finish, that's going to be pretty tough when it comes to the final. Emily Harrop, Mariana Jegorčíková, and it's a battle for third, but it's just, going to be Tove Alexandersson just beating Deb Chiarello and Lena Bonnell into the final. Little picture of Deb Chiarello's little girl there on her helmet, so gorgeous. That'll be disappointing for her, but absolutely shouldn't be, because what a comeback, what a fantastic start to her season she's having. There we have it, Emily Harrop of France, Mariana Jegorčíková of Slovakia, Tove Alexandersson of Sweden, Deborah Chiarello of Switzerland, Lena Bonnell of France, Katia Mascherona of Italy.
Le départ à 16h31 pour la demi-finale au masculin. Donc les questions rejoignent le départ. Pour la France, la piste de travail au départ. Pour le 6, Marathon, le 41. Donc il y a une défaite au sol là, qui a une belle finale.
Bit of a replay. Let's have a look at what we've seen so far. There we are, that's that semi-final. We've just seen that Emily Harrop, Mariana Jegorčíková and Tove Alexandersson fought so hard for. There they are coming into the final transition just before the end, and Emily Harrop and Mariana Jegorčíková coming across the line. If you've just joined us, welcome. We're in Morgins. We're at the third stage of the WÜRTH MODYF ISMF World Cup. We have had the under-20s earlier this afternoon, where we saw victory for Caroline Ulrich of Switzerland and Robin Bussard, also of Switzerland. We have just seen the second of the semi-finals for the women, the senior women. And now we're moving on to the semi-finals for the senior men. We will be seeing them kick off in around about 2.5 minutes or so. I can tell you that lined up there for the first. Ooh, the two Swiss athletes there. So on, we've got Nicolo Canclini on the left of your screen there. Baptiste Elmenreich, if they're taking their masks off, that's 1 minute to the start. Number 2, Hansinger Klette, who must have got through on one of the fastest third places. In the middle there, Thibaut Selmet of France. Next to him, with the white helmet and the white mask, Ivan Arnold of Switzerland. I beg your pardon, yes. And on the other side of Ivan Arnold, Patrick Peretin also. So there we have Nicolo Canclini with the yellow goggles, Hansinger Klette, Thibaut Selmet. Baptiste Elmenreich is furthest off to the right. Patrick Peretin of Switzerland and Ivan Arnold of Switzerland. One in the black helmet and the latter in the white. This is going to be exciting. Hansinger Klette was second in Ponte di Legno. Thibaut Selmet, second overall last year behind Robert Antonioli. Nicolo Canclini with a lot to prove because the sprint is his thing. And he didn't have a great race in Ponte di Legno. Ivan Arnold didn't race in Ponte di Legno. This is his first sprint of the season here in the ISMF World Cup. But he is one of the best in the world. And they're off. That's it. Oh, this is going to be so exciting. This is the first of the semi-finals for the senior men here at the WÜRTH MODYF ISMF World Cup in Morgins in Switzerland. Local time here is 4:31 in the afternoon. And they're off. That is Nicolo Canclini of Switzerland, I beg your pardon, of Italy, ahead of Hansinga Klette of Norway. As they head into the first diamonds, Ivan Arnold with the white helmet and Patrick Peretin of both of Switzerland in the black. Going left there, the red helmet of Baptiste Elmenreich of France. And Thibaut Anselmet of France at the back there. That's not what I was expecting to see. As Nicolo Canclini heads up there ahead of Hansinga Klette. Ivan Arnold in the white helmet in third place at the moment. That's them into the first transition. Boot pack. We've seen quite a few skis coming off packs in this boot pack here today. And we have Hansinga Klette ahead of Nicolo Canclini with Ivan Arnold hot on their heels. Baptiste Elmenreich of France there in the red helmet just at the bottom of your screen. And that's them into the second transition. So close. Nicolo Canclini takes off cleanly ahead of the others there. Ivan Arnold with the number flapping in the wind there, but Hansinga Klette is not to be messed with. He is not having any of it as they have their choice of tracks there. Heading up, as we see, the men have about 16 meters more of vertical than the women. About 80 meters in total for them. Hansinga Klette ahead of Nicolo Canclini of Italy. That's Norway ahead of Italy, with Ivan Arnold of Switzerland in third. Just need to be in the top three. And Thibaut Anselmet of France in fourth. Just needs to be in the top three, but oh, it's going to be tight. It's going to be super tight. Hansinga Klette with a pole gone away there, needing to check that. But it's Ivan Arnold of Switzerland showing why he is one of the best in the world. Nicolo Canclini, Hansinga Klette, Thibaut Anselmet. And here comes Baptiste Elmenreich just leaving transition. But it's Ivan Arnold of Switzerland showing just that Swiss expertise. Nicolo Canclini flying down behind him. Oh, and it's going to be a big battle here as Hansinga Klette just keeping Thibaut Anselmet at bay, but who knows? It's going to be so tight here at the end. Ivan Arnold coming across the line on his own, but it's a proper skating battle for second and third. Ivan Arnold followed by Thibaut Anselmet. Well, that was incredible. Nicolo Canclini in third, Hansinga Klette in fourth. Provisional, of course, but well done. What a comeback from Thibaut Anselmet, who was sitting last as they came in to the diamonds there. But he clearly knew better than me what he was doing. So, provisional results there. First semi-final of the men. Ivan Arnold of Switzerland, Thibaut Selmet of France, Nicolo Canclini of Italy will go through to the final. Hansing Klette of Norway, who was second in Ponte di Legno, in fourth. Baptiste Elmenreich and then, of France, and then Patrick Péretin of Switzerland in sixth. Here we go. The second of the semi-finals for the senior men. Arnaud Lieta, another Swiss expert from Oriol Cardona-Cole from Spain, as well as Inigo Martinez of Spain, Florian Ulrich of Switzerland, Michele Boscacci and Nadir Maguet of Italy. It's been a great day for Spain. The under-20 women had Maria Costa Diaz and Maria Ordonez-Cobb in second and third place, so how exciting. But this is going to be another big battle. And it is Arnaud Lieta who takes the lead as they head up out of the start. Two Spanish athletes right behind them. The yellow helmet of Inigo Martinez tucked in third. Oriol Cardona-Cole in black, in the black helmet. As Ivan Arnold leads from Oriol Cardona-Cole and Inigo Martinez. Michele Boscacci in the blue with the yellow helmet, and Florian Ulrich just ahead of him of Switzerland. But it's Arnaud Lieta. If I said Ivan Arnold, I'm sorry, I mean Arnaud Lieta, as they head into boot pack. Arnaud Lieta is way ahead there of Oriol Cardona-Cole. So it's Arnaud Lieta from Oriol Cardona-Cole. Patrick Péretin, I beg your pardon, Florian Ulrich looking strong there. Inigo Martinez looking tired, head wobbling a little bit there. And it's Arnaud Lieta out of transition, followed by Oriol Cardona-Cole. Florian Ulrich, I would imagine, will be third. Can never tell though. Terrible to assume coming out of the transition. Yeah, so Arnaud Lieta, Oriol Cardona, Florian Ulrich, Inigo Martinez, Michele Boscacci, Nadir Maguet, seems to be the place to look behind. Looks like he's out for an afternoon stroll, Arnaud Lieta. Appearances can be deceiving. Here they come. This is the second of the semi-finals for the men, the senior men here in Morgins at the WÜRTH MODYF ISMF World Cup, as Arnaud Lieta wearing the pole position red #1. Very smooth. As he comes down here. Last year's overall winner, under-23 winner in Ponte di Legno in December. So looks like, all being well, 1 and 2 are settled. As Arnaud Lieta of Switzerland comes round up to the last skating. Arnaud Lieta finishes ahead of Oriol Cardona, and it's going to be Florian Ulrich of Switzerland who takes third. His sister won the under-20s. Inigo Martinez, Michele Boscacci and Nadir Maguet. As I was saying, Caroline Ulrich, winner of the under-20 women earlier this afternoon. Ooh, Inigo Martinez. Yeah, that was a battle. Florian Ulrich, how fantastic for him. Into the final. There we have it. Arno Lieta of Switzerland, Oriol Cardona of Spain. Michele Boscacci congratulating them there, saying so fast. Florian Ulrich of Switzerland in third, Inigo Martinez of Spain ahead of Michele Boscacci of Italy and Nadir Maguet, his compatriot. And a little bit of a replay here. There they are. That is Arno Lieta taking off ahead. He was the clear favorite, is the clear favorite. Big goals and just coming across the line there ahead of Oriol Cardona. Oh, twice. Lucky us. And any minute now, not really any minute now, within the next 5 minutes, we'll be seeing the senior women's final. And I can tell you who's in that. We're going to have Emily Harrop of France, defending her title from Ponte di Legno. Giulia Morada of Italy, last year's under-23 phenomenon, and this year, first year as a senior, and doing extremely well. Tove Alexandersson of Sweden with a big season goal ahead of her. There they are. That is Tatiana Paller of Germany, warming up because she's in that final too. Mariana Jegachikova. There's Emily Harrop in the background, warming up. The red number 101. And also in that final, Candice Bonnel. That will be in approximately 3 minutes or so.
Okay, please approach to the starting lane for the final.
A little bit of information. Candice Bonnel from France. It's a bit of a family affair. She has her sister Lena in this and her cousin Lorna. They all compete. Candice is a dietitian and a ski instructor. There's Giulia Morada of Italy. Oh, Candice Bonnel, number 111. Emily Harrop, number 101. Tatiana Paller of Germany, number 130. So this is going to be a great final. It's a great course. It's not as steep as we saw in Ponte di Legno. It's much flatter, but we have all the favorites. I would say Tatiana Paller, not an expected member of the senior women's final here, perhaps. There's Tove Alexandersson giving us a wave. Emily Harrop, who is, as I've said already, having a phenomenal start to her season. There we have it, the start list. I've said it, but I'll repeat it. France, Emily Harrop. Italy, Giulia Morada. Sweden, Tove Alexandersson. Slovakia, Mariana Jegachikova. France, Candice Bonnel. And of Germany, Tatiana Paller. There we have Emily Harrop, the winner in Ponte di Legno. Third place in the individual races, Ponte di Legno and Andorra, Tatiana Paller of Germany. I'm assuming that Emily Harrop's glasses are like that because she's trying to stop them from fogging up. Very sensible idea. As soon as we see them take their masks off, we know we will be 1 minute to the start. This is the final of the senior women here at the WÜRTH MODYF ISMF World Cup in Morgins in Switzerland. Masks off. Candice Bonnel there on the right of your screen. Julia Murada. Mariana Jegorčíková, Slovakia. Tove Alexanderson, who got one of her season goals last week in Andorra, 2 weeks ago, to beat Axel Gachet-Molleret on the vertical. Very exciting. Very close to the start. Candice Bonnel there. Stefano Mottini, technical delegate, putting them on their marks. And they're off. It's the final of the senior women's sprint race here in Ponte di Legno. Emily Harrop making a strong start there in the white helmet for France. But Candice Bonnel in the black for France, and Mariana Jegorčíková of Slovakia not letting this go without a fight. This is it. It's the final. It's the end of the racing day for these women, and it's going to be an absolutely phenomenal battle. Emily Harrop of France takes the lead. Mariana Jegorčíková of Slovakia in second. Tove Alexanderson overtakes Candice Bonnel to go into third. Candice Bonnel fourth. Julia Murada of Italy in fifth, and Tatiana Paller of Germany. Emily Harrop there, yeah. Mariana Jegorčíková neck and neck pretty much with Tove Alexanderson. Julia Murada just, I think, inching ahead of Candice Bonnel as they go through the diamonds. Tove Alexanderson's gone into second place. Emily Harrop will be feeling the pressure here because they've been racing together, and it has been Tove Alexanderson ahead of her, apart from in the sprint at Ponte di Legno, as they get their skis into their bag. This is where Tove fell back a little bit in Ponte di Legno, but not so this time. Into the boot pack. Emily Harrop just ahead of Tove Alexanderson, with Mariana Jegorčíková closing the gap in third. It's going to be so close as they come up to the final uphill transition here in the sprint race. It's the final of the senior women's. We're here in Morgins in Switzerland. It's been a fantastic day of racing. No mistakes can be made at this point. Emily Harrop, toes in, clip, clip, and she's first away. Oh no, impossible. Oh, Tove Alexanderson has come out of her skis. No, oh no. Oh, that is exactly the same point at which she managed to not proceed, get any further in Ponte di Legno for a different reason. But oh no, and here's Julia Murada of Italy. Oh, Mariana Jegorčíková having a fall, a little slip there, as Emily Harrop takes advantage, and off she goes. She's got to skate out of that. Julia Murada is a phenomenal skier. So Mariana Jegorčíková, oh, it looks like Emily Harrop's boot isn't done up. Oh, that is some way to come down the hill without a boot done up properly. Oh, and she's down. Emily Harrop is down. And Mariana Jegorčíková is taking advantage. Oh, Emily Harrop has not managed to do up one of her boots before she left. Mariana Jegorčíková overtakes her going into the bumps. And Julia Murada in third there, but what a race as Mariana Jegorčíková comes across the line. It's going to be, oh, Julia Murada is down. Oh my goodness, it's all happening here. Mariana Jegorčíková and Emily Harrop absolutely cruising, battling, I should say. And Mariana Jegorčíková from Slovakia takes her sprint win ahead of Emily Harrop. And Tatiana Paller comes in third, Tove Alexanderson of Sweden in fourth, Julia Murada in fifth, Candice Bonnel of France. Oh, it it just goes to show you that anything can happen in the sprint. Unbelievable. Oh, how unfortunate for Emily Harrop. A resigned smile and a bit of a shrug of the shoulders there. Oh, but Mariana Jegorčíková, one of the oldest athletes on the circuit, still competing and just showing that actually age is nothing. Fantastic. I would like to say that that's her first win. Here we are. Provisional, of course, Mariana Jegorčíková of Slovakia, Emily Harrop of France, who had a fall there with a boot not done up. Tatiana Paller of Germany took advantage of all these unfortunate incidents. Tove Alexandersson, fourth from Sweden. Julia Morada also fell and came in fifth. Candice Bonnel of France. Wow, wow, wow. Well, that is not the result I would have predicted at the beginning of this. I'm hoping any minute now we're going to get a bit of a live reaction from Mariana. Oh, look at her go. So exciting. Mariana Jegorčíková from 1985 has just won here. Mariana Jegorčíková is 36. She's about 10 years older than most of these other women. She was second in the Adamello. She has been third in the Pierramenta, second in the sprint in the World Championships in Andorra last year. But if I am not much mistaken, this is her first ISMF World Cup win, and it's on the sprint where she really absolutely excels. So exciting for her. Emily Harrop was far ahead right from the start, but managed to come out of transition without one of her boots done up, and unfortunately has just could not sustain the downhill, had a fall. Mariana Jegorčíková of Slovakia took advantage of that and came in first. Tove Alexandersson lost her skis coming out of transition after the boot pack, so she dropped back. Julia Morada had a fall, and I think we're going to get a live reaction.
No, okay, keep it.
Because I can't really breathe, actually.
We're going to be fast.
Okay.
Okay, Mariana, great race you won today. Just at the last second, and well, anyway, you won.
Yes, I won, but it was really unexpected because I left second from the platform, and Emily was unlucky. She fell because of her boot, but yeah, it was really unexpected, and she was stronger than me today, I have to admit, and there was just a kind of luck interfering in the race.
Yeah, it's part of the game, also the luck.
Yeah, yes, it's sure. Sometimes we are lucky, sometimes unlucky. Today it was me, but she was stronger anyway.
Well, great from you, because you are a great athlete, and now you are preparing for the next races, but with this one it will be a booster for you.
Yeah, sure. I'm already happy. It's like, for me, the sprint is easier for me to perform than in the longer races, so I'm already happy that I could win this race.
You did it today. Great, good job.
I do not realize yet. it. My legs I saw sore. I didn't realize so far.
But you will in a moment when you're going to be called for the flower ceremony.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for encouraging.
Yeah. Thank you to you, because you gave us a great show today. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, there's Mariana Jegorčíková being hugely modest, saying she was just lucky, but as the interviewer said, you know, luck is part of the game. It's a game, and we're going to have a little bit of a replay. Oh, there they are on the start line. Gosh, so Emily Harrop, obviously the favourite, but Tove Alexandersson, strong contender there as they came up there behind. It was Mariana Jegorčíková, the three of them battling away at the front. Into boot pack, it was the three of them again, France. But look at Tove Alexandersson, how unfortunate to come out of her skis there. There is Emily Harrop, and Oh, we're at the finish. Mariana Jegorčíková took advantage of the fact that Emily Harrop's boot was not done up, and wow, gosh, well, let's hope for as an exciting final for the men. This is the senior men's final here at the WÜRTH MODYF ISMF World Cup in Morgins. There's Thibaut Selmet of France in the yellow helmet, distinctive yellow helmet, far on the left there. Okay, let's go. Arno Lieta of Switzerland, Thibaut Selmet of France, Oriol Cardona-Coll of Spain, Nicolo Canclini of Italy, Florian Ulrich of Switzerland, and Ivan Arnold of Switzerland. So you can tell your Swisses apart. They're all in red, but Ivan Arnold is in the black helmet. Arno Lieta is in white. And Florian Ulrich is in the grey. That's him there, Florian Ulrich, with the ski trap helmet. Next to him, Oriol Cardona-Coll of Spain, Arno Lieta. After him, Thibaut Selmet of France in the black helmet. In the red Swiss uniform is Ivan Arnold, and on the left of your screen, Nicolo Canclini of Italy. And they're off! It's the final, and the Swiss have dominated the sport for so long, but the Spaniard there, Oriol Cardona, making a strong start ahead of Arno Lieta. Arno Lieta in the black helmet ahead of Oriol Cardona-Coll with Ivan Arnold in third. The red number of Arno Lieta. As they go up through the diamonds, that's Nicolo Canclini on the right of your screen, going right. In third with Ivan Arnold. As they come in to the transition for the boot pack, Arno Lieta, Oriol Cardona-Coll, Switzerland from Spain. And they're off. Oriol Cardona looking so strong. Lots of spring in his step, and overtaking just slightly, even though Arno Lieta is very tall with long limbs. Looks like Ivan Arnold in third, Nicolo Canclini of Italy in fourth. But it's Arno Lieta first out of transition and into the final climb for them. Ivan Arnold. Oh, Oriol Cardona-Coll takes, it goes into the kick turns. Arno Lieta right behind him. Ivan Arnold coming up. Oriol Cardona-Coll looking strong. The Spanish athlete. Looking very strong, Oriol Cardona-Coll, as he comes in to the final transition. Now the ski out of the men's is fast. It's fast, 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 straight downhill. Oriol Cardona-Coll was second in the World Championships last year in the sprint, and all being well, this World Cup win is his. So good, really far ahead of the Swiss there. Over the ski cross bumps for Oriol Cardona-Coll of Spain. And he's round into the final thing, through the arch, and a skate to the finish. Here for the senior men, it is waving his sticks in joy. Oriol Cardona-Coll of Spain takes the victory ahead of Arno Lieta, who is giving him that little wry nod of congrats. And finishing third, Ivan Arnold of Switzerland, back Nicolo Canclini, I think, in fourth there, but difficult to say. It would be a bit of a tough call between him and Thibaut Selmé, but Oriol Cardona-Cole looking so pleased with himself, as he well should. Fantastic, Oriol Cardona-Cole. Oh, that was quite the finish, as you can see. Oriol Cardona-Cole of Spain beats Arno Lieta and Ivan Arnold, two of the best sprinters in the world from Switzerland. Nicolo Canclini of Italy, fourth. Thibaut Selmé of France, fifth. And Florian Ulrich of Switzerland, sixth. Well, what an absolutely phenomenal afternoon of racing. That final for the men, not quite as dramatic as the women's, but still a brilliant, brilliant win there for Oriol Cardona, ahead of Arno Lieta. Great to see Ivan Arnold back racing and placed third. Today, we're going to get some reaction from Oriol Cardona.
Okay, enhorabuena. Well done.
Muchas gracias. Thank you very much.
So, Catalonia on top of the world with this race.
Yeah, super happy to be here and represent Catalan people and also Spanish people. And I'm very happy with all the team and with my performance today.
Oh, you did a great job on the last heat. Now at the final, you were always on the race with the leader of the World Cup, but you did great. You were a little bit stronger.
Yeah, well, Lieta is a very strong sprinter, so it was really hard to push with him during all the sprint. It was really close, and we didn't know till the end who was going to win. So it was super happy. It was super nice for me to reach the top in the first place and then arrive to in the first place.
No, you did great, and it was nice to see you winning as a first one, really. You did a very good.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see after tomorrow how it works, the individual race. It's not my strongest point, but we're gonna try to do something good there.
Well, you have, as I said to Mariana, you have a good boost from today, so we're going to see something.
Yeah. Motivation. Motivated I am, but let's see after tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you and bienvenue in Switzerland. No.
Oriol Cardona-Cole there, absolutely fantastic win from him there. Very happy and not surprising that was a battle, because Arno Lieta really is a phenomenal athlete, but Oriol Cardona-Cole proving that today he is by far the better athlete. Bit of a start, there's Florian Ulrich, a bit of a replay, and there they are on the start line, and away was Arno Lieta ahead of Cardona-Cole to begin with. It wasn't always obvious, but I think this is where he got it. He looked so strong in that boot pack, he really did, and he looked so springy and bouncy, and he just took off out of that last transition first, and a great deal of respect between those two athletes. And Nicolo Canclini coming in fifth. Oriol Cardona-Cole, as I said, from Banyoles. He was the sprint world champion, silver medal winner last year in Andorra, and after a little injury this summer, seems to be back on form. His father, incidentally, was the first ever Spanish ski mountaineering competitor. So there you go, it's a family affair. Lots of family affairs within the ski mountaineering community, and it's just phenomenal to see the generations coming through. We're gonna stay with us, please, if you will, because we're gonna go to flower ceremony. You can see that at the back of your screen there, the top sort of third of your screen. We're gonna have the flower ceremony for the senior women and the senior men. It has been an absolutely brilliant day of racing, really fantastic. Two nations that we don't always see on the top of the podium for the senior men and the senior women. We're going to have a Slovakian and the Spanish national anthems at the later on today at the official prize-winning ceremony. So that's just fantastic. Really excited to see different nations on the top of the podium. Tatjana Paller there, who's third from Germany in the senior women. Of course, don't forget that we're on a rest day tomorrow, and then Saturday is the individual race here in Morgins. Not huge amounts of snow, but we're going to make it work. It's work today for the sprint. Coming up, as you can see, we're going to go to flower ceremony. We'll be back with you as soon as we go to flower ceremony. Here we have the under 23 women. Justine Tanceau. Perrin and Katia Mascarona. Here we are, is the senior women's flower ceremony. Julia Morada in third, Emily Harrop of France in second place. And for the first time, from Slovakia, Mariana Jaeger-Číková. We're in Switzerland, so obviously they've been given cheese instead of flowers. Totally normal for Switzerland. Julia Morada in third place there. Emily Harrop in second, and Mariana Jaeger-Číková winning her first sprint race at age 36. Yeah, I mean, a little bite of cheese. Go on, girls. Awesome.
No, adesso lo segue Bottini su Instagram.
Second place, from Switzerland,
Here's the under 23 men's ceremony. That's Giovanni Rossi of Italy, Patrick Perton of Switzerland, and Florian Ulrich taking a second gold medal position for the Ulrich family today. His sister Caroline won the women's under 20. There's some proud parents, I'd say. So Giovanni Rossi, Patrick Pertin, and the winner of the under-23 men's category here at the sprint race at the WÜRTH MODYF ISMF World Cup in Morgin, Florian Ulrich. Florian Ulrich, 6th overall, was in the final. And we're just waiting for the senior men's flower. Third place from Switzerland, Ivan Arnold. Arno Lieta of Switzerland, unusually for him, coming in second. And the winner of today's sprint race for the senior men, Oriol Cardona-Cole, noticing that he's a little bit shorter than his two podium mates. Fantastic. What a brilliant end to a great day here in Morgin. Two Swiss and a Spaniard on the podium. So yes, next time you'll hear us live on air is in Valtellina Robe in Italy for the sprint race on Saturday the 5th of February. But in 2 days' time here in Morgin, we will have the individual race. We're not live, but we are going ahead. You can follow it all on social media. And there will be a lovely video to show you how it all went afterwards. But we're not done here in Morgin. A huge thanks to all the organisers, to the volunteers and everybody for your enormous effort so far. What a fantastic day we've had here in Morgin. That's it from us. Bye-bye.